So hi everybody. So today I'm going to play a little bit of, kind of show you what I do as a professional cellist, um, and um, and I'm going to record a few things and then have you. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, done and done. Okay, and I'm going to record a few things live, and you're going to be able to see what's happening there. So first off, let's get ourselves tuned. All right, everybody. And then we'll go to D. And then we'll go to G. And then we'll go to C. Good. And let's just as a quick warm up, let's do a this E minor scale and get ready. And then I'm going to show you a few things as far as how music is made these days. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. There we go. All right. Here's this page. Do, 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 do. And then you'll probably have some questions. We'll see how that all works. This is three. Ah, yes, we wanted to have the 3 octaves. And we're going to introduce 3 octaves on the E minor scale. Here we are, the very last one. And let me just share the screen with you. All right, share computer audio, good. All right, so over here we're going to have, over here we're going to have the first time on the 3 octave scale. And we're going to start right over here. Over on this over on this scale, we've just arrived at the E minor, our melodic minor in tenor clef. We didn't need that before because this was our top E before in 2 octaves. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this if you want to. And then we're going to go all the way up to this high E right here. Okay. Now it's a harmonic, but also if you just press down, see if you can find that harmonic. If you press down, it's the same note. That's kind of the benefit of all the harmonics that are up here high on the fingerboard. There is one over here, but when I press down, it's a different note. And this one matches up with an E, but the other ones don't. But as long as you're doing a harmonic up here, if you press down, it will be the same note. So that will be our high E right here. And so let's play from here forward, and then I'll show you the arpeggio, and then I'm going to show you some professional recording, specifically something that looks a lot like this, okay? And I'm going to show you some tricks for how to get a good live performance out of things, and you know, like how people do performances when they can't meet each other, when they can't hang out. Okay, so here's the music. All right, we're going to start right here. Perhaps you can see me as well. I'll put this up really close. So here's our E, second finger, and here we go. And F sharp, open G, A, stretch B, 2, C sharp 4, D sharp 1. This is on the second string. E 2, F sharp 4, G 1, A 2, B 4. Now we're going to go on to second on the A string, second position, C sharp, D sharp, and E. Now we're going to go from there, F sharp 1, G2, A1, B2, C sharp 1, that's the last note on that line, D sharp 2, second line, and now the top E. So just like the other scales, we're going to have a 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 on the scales going up. It's kind of a standard. All right, now we go from that that E all the way up there. I'm going to unpin the video and see everybody on here. Oh wait, I need this one. There we go. Now I'm going to go all the way from this E back down. Here's the top E. Now D natural, C natural, B2, A1, G2, F sharp 1, E4. Is that true? Hold on a second. Let me just check that. Oh no, it's not quite true. Hold on a second. 2 1 4 3. Okay. So we're gonna go. See right here. Right, we're gonna go into fourth position. I didn't know that pattern. Here we go. Let's go from that high E again. Go ahead and find it. It's way up there. Let's see if you can match that exact pitch. Good. So now let's go down. D2, C1, B2, A1. Now we're into fourth position, G4, F sharp 3, E1, D4, bass clef C2, B1, A open, G4, F sharp 3, E1, D open, C4, B3, A1, G open, F sharp 1 4, and then E2. So theoretically, the whole thing plays like this. Yeah. So that's 3 octaves of E minor scale, and I'm really proud of you all for taking part in that and making that happen. Let's see here. So now if we go over to the arpeggio, let me make sure that we've got that one. Yes. Okay. And if we're going to go over here like this, so I'm going to just expand this bigger and drag it over here. Okay, and make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so over here we've got this E minor arpeggio, and the way it's going to look is to go 3 open. Then I'm going to go from third position. I'm going to go up here to my thumb, 2, thumb, 3, 3, thumb, 2, thumb, 4, 1, now go back, 1, 3, open, 3. So let's try just a few shifts up like this on the E string. Let's go all the way up to an octave. Everybody slide in an octave like this. Now for fun, let's take this thumb, our first finger, and let's make a thumb on the E, like this. And we're going up to a thumb, and wave your fingers around when you get that up there. Good, let's try that. Let's try it from here. We're going to start right over here on the E, and let's everybody play. And E, open G, B, third finger, E1, G4, B, G1, B4, Now E thumb, G2, B thumb, and E3. Coming back down, B thumb, G2, E thumb. Now back all in the third position. Fourth finger B, G. Now first position, and 3. And now open, and low 3. Okay, so this is found in the Klingel Studies book, and definitely see if you can't spend some time figuring out where this instrument is. I want you to just be free to just move your hand around, no matter what level you are. Be able to think about oh, I want to find notes here and notes there, and see if you can expand where you're thinking the instrument is. And so it'll look like this. Just like that. Okay, so I have a very special thing for you all today. And let me grab the music for this. Beats on tom. I need to find, oh yes, I need to just find this preview note. So this is Suite for Hope, Cello 1. Okay, and here is the music that I'm going to play. All right, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to pin the video down, and then I'm going to bring up this bit of music right here. Okay, and let me just make this just a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so what I have here is that a conductor has sent me some music, and he wants me to make some cello parts. Okay, and right here is the click. Now, let me just give me. I'm gonna unpin the video so that everybody can sort. I need to know if sound is getting out through you right now. Raise your. Give me a thumbs up if you hear sound right now. Yes, sound? No? Or sound? You are hearing sound? Plump, click, 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 click. Okay, one person. Okay, let me just change this little thing. Hold on, just a second. And I'm going to set up this playback engine to be my Zoom audio out. Okay, and I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, now we're going to restart this whole device just to be sure that I've got the audio set up just right. Okay, there we go. And I want this one to be an interface in, and this one to be an interface. Actually, I want this one to be here, and this one to be interface 2. And let's see if we can get some sound on this. Ha ha ha. Uh-oh. I may not be able to do the project as needed. Hold on just a second. Huh. Okay, hold on. Let me just reset this thing one more time. I want to be able to record straight into microphones, but the microphones are not giving me any sound. So I'm going to change this back. Okay, and I want to proceed. All right. And then we go here. And all right. Okay, now I'm going to change this back to this one and this one. And okay. And I need the output to be, let's make sure. Now, are some of you hearing a click, 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 click? Yes or no? Click. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me talk? Yes or no? You are hearing me talk. Okay. And
I can hear you talk, but I can't hear the clicking.
Now are you hearing a click?
I can hear the music, but I can't hear it.
You can hear the music? Good. Now can you hear the music right now? I'm going to try it one more time. Music, yes? Or music, no?
It's very quiet.
Oh, hold on. I should put on my headphones. Getting the audio to work over devices is a little tricky. Are you getting music, yes, or music, no? Yes. Okay. Great. Wait. Some people are telling me yes, they are getting it, and some people are telling me no. I need a click, 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 dun, 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 dun. No. Okay. Great. All right,
Can you
so
turn it up more, the volume?
I think I can. Now, just to be sure, I just need to make sure that I can get this. Are you hearing sound now? Okay, great. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to record some audio just like this, okay? And I'm going to share my screen a little bit closer so you can see this part, and then we're going to get rid of this bit. All right. So, and then I'm going to record some things right from here, okay? I'm just going to start right here. The music in question is going to be this music right here, and I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. I'm going to pin my video so that there we go, and it's just me on that one. All right. So this is going to be a little cloggy, but I'm going to start right here, and here are my count-offs, and then I've set it up so that we have a downbeat right here, okay? And this is just me playing straight through. Let me just make sure that the window scrolling will follow along. Actually, I'm going to do a continuous scroll just for fun, so you can watch the music go by as we play it. All right, and I'm going to start right here and get ready. Okay, and I just need to see the music a little bit better. Ah, there we go. That'll work just fine. Okay, so I'm going to play everything down here until this repeat. Watch for this repeat right here, and then I'm going to play all the way down to this fermata. Okay, so here we go. For 1, 2. Great. Now, with that part right there, that's kind of close enough. I'm a little bit off time right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix that from this retardando, which is right over here, okay? So the way that we're going to do that is I'm just going to set myself up at measure 30. Actually, where do I want to go from here? I want to go, 30's fine. Okay, and let's just check to make sure that everything works out. I'm going to play this. Okay, and I want to be able to line up with that click right there so that it's exactly at the right spot. Okay, so I'm going to play this one right here, and I'm going to start right at measure 30. Okay, and then I'm going to give myself a little click off. Count off right here, so it's not going to record until I need to do right here. Okay, so here we are. Here's my, I need to click off right, I need this on to make that all work. Okay, here we go. Here's the music. And here's the click. 4, 1, 2. Okay. And that's kind of the music that we've got in here. Now, if I want to do another take, I can, and I can just record over it, and I will just create another version, okay? And so I'll just create a playlist here, and a playlist here, and we'll just create a new one, just like this. Yep, that's fine. And this one. All right. So what's going to happen now is that I'm going to record at the same time as the prior one. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to start right here. I'm going to turn off my count off because I've already got a count off worked out over here. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I'm turning off this, and now I'm going to record again. And we're going to start right about here, and hopefully the music is all set. You're going to hear me talking a little bit as well. That's the count off here, and away we go. Make sure that we have the music all set, do a little scan, and here we go. Oh, and I got a buffer over, or we'll worry about that later. Anyway, let me bring you all back, and I'm sure that let me just save this just to be sure. We'll fix that later. That kind of thing happens all the time. And so let me just come back to the class a little bit and see if you have any questions about what just happened there. All right. Anybody? Feel free to turn on your microphone. You just saw a professional recording of an orchestral piece. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Yes.
On the screen on the right,
Yeah.
there's the top and the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Which is the violin and which is the cello?
Ah, okay. That's great. That's a really good question. So let me just share the screen with you one more time. Now, we're going to share the audio. Okay, great. So I was just sent some audio files. You know how, like, when you maybe you don't spend a lot of time with audio files, but audio files look like this, okay? And what I was sent via email was a click track, and that's this right here, okay? And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see what's happening. And I named it click, okay? And that click is right here, okay? Now what I did then was I said, let me get rid of this, and I'll get rid of this, and I'll get rid of this so you can see this a little bit better. Here is the violin part sent to me. The conductor also plays violin. He did an excellent job on this part, okay? And so here is his part there. Now what I did on this one is that I said, oh, okay, I'm just going to add in cello parts. And here is my cello 1 part, because he sent me 2 parts to play. Here's the cello 1 part over here, and here's the cello 2 part right here, okay, which we'll play in just later on, okay. And so I'll layer this together, and what I've got is 2 microphones. One of them is right here, and one of them is right here, and that's what I'm recording into right now, okay. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to record the second cello part in just a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll take both of those and I'll put those, I'll send those back. And I'll probably send this entire project. But the violin part is right here. the click is right here, and you saw me recording in real time this part, okay? And I'm going to just come out just a little bit and make this a little bit more visual. And now I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and you can see where the music is. Sometimes I'm playing bump, 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 and then sometimes it's a little bit busier with other kinds of music, okay? Now this is one microphone, and this is the other microphone. As you can see, one's a little bit louder than the other. They just have different properties. And but they should line up very nicely between the first take one, and take two. And so when I come in here, that performance right here should typically look more or less the same. Now it doesn't have to be exactly the same, because we still want it to sound like a, you know, like a real section of players, you know. So I'm gonna mix them together as a couple of different cello performances. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions?
Where would this be played? Like this recording?
This recording will be played on a probably a live stream or on social media once it's done. We then the best way to do this, when you see the little squares of music, the best way to do this is to record it professionally, and then find a place where you can do a nice video and get really good visual. And then what I do is I play along with what I've just recorded. That way I can make sure that the performance is just right, and then I record a video, and then I lay the video on top. And so when you see performances like that, what they're doing is they're taking the audio and they're mixing that together in a piece of software like this, and then they're editing the video. So it's not just like the screen that you see right here with the four of us. They want to make it kind of interesting, you know, and move instruments on when they come on, and when they're resting, maybe have them move out. That's all done in a video editing software like an Adobe Premiere or an Avid Media Composer, or if you're an Apple, the Final Cut Pro. Okay, and then they take the video that they've created, that they've lined up with the music, and then they put that together into a movie that will then be on social media. Because we can't do performances now, and we can't sell tickets to concerts, so we have to make performances that way. So very good question on that one, Ivan. Any more questions on this?
Mr. Hawkins,
Yes.
my brother was just here. He was wondering how many instruments you played.
Me personally?
Yes.
About 30. But yeah, whatever instrument, it doesn't matter. I'll pick it up and try and play it. Yeah, some of them I'm good at, and some of them I'm definitely not good at. So it just depends on you know, like if you want something that's really good, I'll sometimes bring in a really good musician to play the part that needs to be played. Sometimes I'll be able to, you know, make it work on an instrument that I can play. But for cello, I'm a professional. For bass, I'm a professional. I could probably plink out some things here. Good question.
Instrument.
What's that?
What's your favorite instrument?
Cello, duh. Cello's the best instrument in the world. It's the coolest instrument that ever existed, right? Am I right? Yeah. Okay. More questions.
Can you play the recording for us so we can hear how it sounds with everything together?
Oh, you mean with all the entire orchestra? That hasn't been created yet. We only have the click and the violin, and then we have the cello part, and so we don't have an idea yet of how the music would go. So I can't really perform that yet. Let's see here. Where's the other music? Oh yeah. So in this Suite for Hope, I was just sent a PDF of these parts. There is a score that has all of the music set up, and that score might look something like, let's see here. Oh yeah, that score might look something like this, although this is not the same piece. But over here you can see that in a full orchestra score, this is what the director looks at. Down here are the strings. Right here are the cellos, okay, typically at the bottom. Then we have, on this orchestra, there are two harps, a little bit of percussion, And then here's the brass, French horns, trumpets, trombones, tuba, and then we go into the woodwinds, bassoons, clarinets, English horn, oboe, flute, piccolo, petite flute is piccolo, and then regular flute. So a director looks like this, or looks at this. A conductor looks at this. Then the musicians are looking at a part like this, which you're probably used to seeing as well. Okay, and so we don't have that yet. That will be constructed. The music will be constructed later in this digital audio workstation that looks like that. More questions?
What do you use for a mic setup on this? Do you use a USB mic or do you mix it into your computer?
Oh, I mix it into my computer. I have a how do I can't pull out the machine without doing it. But oh, here's a small one. Hold on just a second. So, for instance, to get a good sound, I might grab some kind of an audio device, an audio interface, and this one plugs microphones. Let's pull out of the thing right here. There are hundreds of them that exist around, but this is one made by Focusrite. It's got two microphones in, and then it plugs into the computer back here. And I use it, this is my portable one. I've got a big one sitting over here. And then then I have some microphones sitting just below the screen. So here's one microphone that I was using to record. And if I touch it, it makes a big sound there. And then I've got another microphone over here that I use for vocals, and it sort of shields from the sound of the computer. I've got a little shield right here, and that microphone looks like this. Okay, and then I just sort of mix the two together typically, and that's the sound that you're hearing right now when I talk is through these microphones. And so yeah, so the sound is recorded at a pretty high level, higher than a CD at this point, but it'll be compressed to run, you know, if you upload it to YouTube, it'll be compressed. They compress it down. But right now we're recording to just a really high audio level with a device like this. Okay, so it's not really a USB microphone. It's a standard microphone that is powered through electricity and then goes into the computer like this. And I can plug this into a laptop, or I guess there are devices like this that plug into an iPad as well, or some kind of tablet. More questions? Oh, come on, you got some. One thing that is absolutely important and imperative is the click. And what I discovered here was that I needed to have. Oh, let me share the screen. Oops. The click absolutely has to be set up in the device so that everybody can play together. And the director sent me this click, and then I said, oh, well, I actually want this thing to be right on the money with, or as close as possible with the click that exists on the screen, or on the music. And this is the part where the retardando is a little bit different. But over here, for instance, when we're back here, the click is happening more or less right on every single one of these beats. Okay, and I'm going to scroll in. Oops, scroll in, so that there's a click right here, and I put it just a little bit ahead because our ears sound travels slower than video, or than electronics. So that way it sort of lines up. Okay. More questions?
Yeah. Is there a way that you edit out the click, like so that you don't record the click and to watch your recording?
Oh yes, absolutely. So I'll go back and I'll hit this again, and what I'll do is I will just mute this click and run it into my headphones. Okay. So right now, in order to get the sound for you to hear the click and the music, what I wanted to do was a demonstration, and so what I'll do is I'll make sure that the click right here and the play along are only going into my headphones, and then I'll turn off the speakers that I'm using for you to hear the music. So this is just kind of, once I discovered that I couldn't do audio directly out to you and record at the same time, which is a real pain, then I just decided to run the click into the same time. So there is click in this one, but I'm just going to throw this away because I wanted to, but I did want to show you how it works. So good question on that one. Super good question.
How long does this take from start to finish to like publish music?
Oh, publish music? Yeah. Okay. So back in the old days when we would record an orchestra, you could record about, I'd say 15 minutes, no, more like 5 to 8 minutes of music per hour if you have the entire orchestra in a large room rehearsing. Okay. And so like music for a big movie, for instance, will take anywhere between 3 days and 2 weeks to record all the music. And that's with everybody in the room, and then they'll have special sessions where they say, oh, I want this special soloist to come in, just that person, and record over, and they'll set up a little track for that person to record. Just to be sure, I am screen sharing, right? Yeah, okay, good. And so, yeah, you'll set up a different track for like, like a soprano singer or a trombone player or a cello soloist who will come in and record by themselves. But oftentimes in an orchestra situation, you can record everybody really fast. And but in a situation like this, you kind of have to send it to everybody, and everybody has a crack at it.
How long would it take to edit this?
Depends on how good the players are. Sometimes it goes together really fast. You have to decide like where you want to put the orchestra, put each musician. So like, even though I've recorded these cello parts, I'm going to want to put it over into a section over here, and that's called pan. And I'm going to, and like when I'm setting up the entire orchestra. So then I'm saying like, I want to sort of place the orchestra in what's called a stereo field. So that's going to take a little while. And then I'm also going to edit out any big mistakes that people have. And then generally it's then you set the levels so that you can say like, well, flutes aren't going to be that loud. Let's bring them down into the orchestra, and maybe violins need to come out here. It can take a while. Sometimes it can take weeks to remix. Sometimes you can get something that really works nicely, pretty quickly, like in less than an hour. But for a full orchestra, I would say on a piece like a 5-minute piece, it might take like 3 hours to like get that set. So yeah, good question on that. 3 hours to sort of edit things and put things together. Maybe maybe as much as a week. If they're really trying to like pinpoint exactly what's there. More questions?
Do you ever run out of plugs to plug your microphones in and stuff?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. I can take 10 microphones here, and I've been on situations where they've had big recording situations where they've had 200 microphones, and they're recording 200 microphones into a computer, and everybody's got their own microphone at the same time. Yeah, you can definitely run out of space. Yeah, definitely. And it's just depending on how much hardware you have. So sometimes they say, oh, we can only afford 3 microphones or 2 microphones for the cellos. That's all that's going to be it. And they'll sort of figure out from the equipment how they can best record the orchestra.
Yeah, I've got a lot of cables right now, and they're all tangled up in my music stand and all blood.
I love it. That's so fun. That's so great. Super. I've got to head off to my next class where I teach a computer music class over at Seattle Pacific University. Be thinking of questions. I'll still take some questions, and we'll get back to heavy cello playing tomorrow on Thursday, and try out some techniques and things like that. And yeah, have a great day, everybody. All right. Let's see here. I'm out. Bonk, bonk, and end meeting. Bye.